Hey there, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 3 of my Minecraft Christmas Survival. It's a SMP survival multiplayer. And in the last episode, I was building a snowman. But I got distracted with that project because I did not have enough pumpkins to finish the head. And so I just started slaughtering mass amounts of animals. You heard me right, just the whole barnyard. And so here I was just killing cows so I could get some more leather. And with leather and paper, it makes a beautiful thing. It makes books, which make bookshelves. And that was going to help me get closer to a level 30 enchantment, because that was my ultimate goal, was to be able to make a level 30 enchanting setup upstairs in my house so that I could get some better gear, because I had all these levels and I'm going to be honest, I just keep dying, and so I keep losing XP and blah blah blah. So I didn't quite have enough stuff yet, but then I started to make other farms while I was getting more books and bookshelves. And so one of those things was making a sugarcane farm, because I ran low on sugarcane. And this is really aesthetically pleasing because I'm using a Christmas texture pack, which turns that into candy canes. Then I went to the nether and just grabbed some blaze rods, and then I realized, man, my armor sucks. And so I almost died a few times. I actually did die, I'm gonna be honest. I dropped down to like 8 levels, and then I ran away again. But I got a couple blaze rods, so could be worse. And then this is the progress on my snowman. I added arms to it, and I just kind of made the body a little bit more snowman-esque. And this is it for now. I used copper for the nose, and the head's gonna get bigger, but for now it just looks like that. Next up was making the rest of the bookshelves. So I finally did get enough leather and paper to make some more bookshelves, and this means I could do a level 30 enchantment, except now I've died so many times I can't even do a level 30 enchantment. But the good news is it is a level 30 enchanting setup, so eventually I can do that. Then with the extra bookshelves, I just kind of decorated my upstairs a little bit. Nothing fancy. I'm not a very good builder. I still need to build myself a bedroom too. Once I finally got enough pumpkins, I made the pumpkin skull or head. I guess skull's kind of a skeleton word, but yeah, I made this pumpkin head with all my pumpkins, and man, it took a lot, but this is the final product. I think it looks pretty good. It's just kind of derpy in the middle of a field. I'm sure the other players on the server will get a kick out of it. Then I made a second enchantment table because I made a town hall. I made a town hall in episode 1 and episode 2, and so by making an enchantment setup in the town hall, I thought I'd be doing the server a greater good. So, except I didn't have enough XP to make a level 30 enchanting setup. But here I am just crafting some bookshelves, and by doing that, I was able to kind of just help people out, because I knew I was playing a lot and making progress, and so I wanted other people to be able to experience that. And so what I ended up doing is going to the town hall, and one of the wings is like above a cliff here, and so I decided, well, it might be cool to make a little globe where the town hall juts out and there's a little enchanting setup. So that's exactly what I started doing. I cut out all the sand mining, but I did a bunch of sand mining and finally made this enchanting setup, and this is the final product. Pretty good if I say so myself. So after that funny business, I decided to make a bunch of grindstones, because I was getting diamond tools from my toolsmith villager that I have locked in a basement, and with those I could unenchant them with this grindstone and get rid of their properties, and then have just fresh diamond tools that I spent no diamonds on. Well, I probably just spent sticks on them from a fletching villager, and I was able to do some enchantments. So my first diamond pickaxe of the season was efficiency 4. Pretty bad, but it's alright. You live, laugh, love, I guess. And then I had a new goal. I had a thought, well, what if I made a villager trading hallway where all it was one of every villager block in a hallway on the town hall. And by doing that, I would be able to basically trade whenever I wanted, and other people in the server could trade like with a loom or a smoker, just random items they had, and get emeralds for it. And it's just kind of a fun way to do something unique with villagers, because like how often are you guys actually making, like, I don't know, smoker villagers? Probably not a whole lot. I mean, probably most of you guys are doing librarians. That's what I've been used to in survival Minecraft. So anyways, here I am making this hallway. I just decided to keep going with spruce and oak. I really have no other building materials this early game. So yeah, I'm just going with that. And here's the hallway complete, except the hard part was being able to get all these villagers stuck in there. But that would be something to do off camera, a little off camera mining. And one of the guys on the server actually built like a villager breeding center. So all I had to do was drag these guys over. Here he is now. And actually, this is his igloo. I don't know if I've actually showed it off before, but one of the things in this custom resource pack is custom music. So enjoy a little bit of music here. Okay, and here is the final result. All of the villagers are tucked snug away in their little compartments, and each one is able to be traded with. Hopefully they're safe here. I don't know if there's any mobs that can spawn nearby. But then I moved on to just slightly making a nether platform. I'm sure this won't last long. In fact, I know it won't last long, but this is just a little temporary nether brick platform for the nether so people can get around to my portal. Next, I used some of my spare diamonds because I was tired of dying, and I used them to make some diamond gear. I didn't have fortune yet, so it wasn't super easy for me to get diamonds, but I at least made 3/4 diamond, so I could finally die a little bit less. And there's my copper helmet. Pretty fancy, I know. And I also wanted to sort my items. It had been enough time of just throwing things in random chests that it was starting to get to me. So what I did is made item frames, which are my favorite thing to do, and basically just sort out every single thing I had in all of my chests. There's a reason I'm going to cut all this out. It took me so long. I mean, it's just part of Minecraft, and I love being organized. So here is my new organization system. I know some of it probably doesn't make sense to you guys, but for the most part, it should make sense what stuff goes where. And it also made me realize how little resources I actually had. I mean, like, I've got no cobblestone. When does that ever happen? This is one of the builds that a guy on the server is doing, and it's basically a huge villager trading hall, and he wants to have all the different librarians. Pretty nifty. I mean, this is taking a lot of work. This is way better and bigger than my builds. Like I was saying, like, the guys on this server are way better builders than I am, and I'm thankful for it because it makes me look way worse of a builder. But that's okay, as long as it's a community building. And then here's his villager breeding area, and it's just a bunch of random villagers. They're all farmers for some reason. I don't know if that's like a thing. But also one of the things in the resource pack, as you might have just saw, is a big gingerbread iron golem. That all the iron golems are gingerbread, which is kind of funny. And one of the things we also did was get animals from faraway places, and so for now, that is the sheep. I grabbed a bunch of sheep, and there were some casualties along the way, I'll be honest, but I brought them all the way down to my base at the South Pole and bred them up. So now I've got sheep and wool at my base. Next, I went on a big quest, and I actually took a boat off a mountain and then took it around like the rivers here. It was pretty fun, actually. I really enjoyed this part. But this was all to find pigs and chickens. They're the last two big basic mobs that we still needed at our base. And so that was what we did here, is went on an expedition on our boats to go find these pigs and chickens and basically just track them down so we could actually have them in our base. And here I am bringing them back. I'm going to be honest, this took like an hour to find them, but I was breeding them along the way on my way home, but they just kept dying. So here's me bringing pigs down the hill. Pretty funny. But once I brought them all the way back, I had enough eggs that I didn't actually need to bring the chickens directly to my base. And I was just hoping I could make an auto chicken egg farm so that I could just keep having chicken. Otherwise, I was going to be in a tough spot if I didn't have enough eggs here to hatch a baby. But luckily, as you'll see here in a minute, I was able to get a couple little babies in my auto farm for them to just sit there and rot forever. And I actually got 2, which is pretty good. So there we go. Then I had 30 levels, so of course that meant I got to go upstairs and do a big boy enchantment. This one was a little bit better, as Fortune 2 was the thing showing, and I got Fortune 2 Efficiency 4, so if I wanted to, I could get Fortune 2 Efficiency 5. And that's going to be the end of the episode. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one for episode 4.